Welcome to our latest news update. Today we will be discussing some of the most talked about news pieces from around the world. First up, Jonathan Majors' issues continue to worsen as more alleged abuse victims come forward to cooperate with the DA next. The Hollywood Reporter has been buzzing with the latest news and gossip from the entertainment industry. In other news, Woody Harrelson has confirmed that he wants to get a DNA test with Matthew McConaughey to see if they're actually brothers. This has caused quite a stir on social media. Moving on. The casting of Queen Cleopatra has sparked uproar in Egypt. Finally, Frank Ocean has pulled out of Coachella Weekend 2, leaving fans disappointed. With all that said, let's get started. Breaking news. Sources familiar with the matter tell Variety that multiple alleged abuse victims of Jonathan Majors have come forward following his March arrest and are cooperating with the Manhattan District Attorney's Office.
Well, that's not good. Looks like Jonathan Majors' PR problems are about to get bigger than my hair.
I'm afraid this is not a matter to joke about, Katie. Domestic violence is a serious issue that needs to be addressed.
I couldn't agree more, Albert. It's important that we take these allegations seriously and let the legal process play out.
Speaking of legal processes, did you guys hear about the robot that got a parking ticket? It was charged with battery.
Oh, Elon, you and your dad jokes. But in all seriousness, this is a troubling development for Jonathan Majors.
Yes, it is. And it's important to remember that these are just allegations at this point. We must let the legal system do its job and determine the truth.
Absolutely, Albert. And in this article from Variety, we see that Jonathan Majors' attorney is confident that he will be fully exonerated.
Well, I hope he has some irrefutable evidence to back up that claim. Otherwise, he might be in for a shock more powerful than one of my rockets.
And now, from the serious allegations against Jonathan Majors to the not-so-serious world of Hollywood gossip, we bring you the Hollywood Reporter. Get ready for some juicy celebrity drama, folks.
Well, folks, we have some breaking news today. Fox News and Dominion Voting Systems have reached a $787 million settlement in a defamation suit. This is a significant development in the ongoing saga of the 2020 election.
Yes, Barack, this is a huge settlement. It's one of the largest in history for a defamation suit. And it's interesting that the settlement came just moments before opening statements were set to begin in the case.
It's almost as if they knew they were in the wrong and wanted to avoid the embarrassment of a trial. As I always say, the difference between stupidity and genius is that genius has its limits.
Well, I don't know about genius, Albert, but I do know that Fox News has been pushing election and voting conspiracy theories that have harmed Dominion voting systems. And now they're paying the price.
That's right, Elon. Dominion accused Fox News of knowingly pushing these conspiracy theories, despite some indicating in private, internal company communications that they knew what they were stating was untrue. And now they've had to pay a hefty settlement.
It's interesting to see how this trial has played out in the media. Late-night hosts like Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel have been quick to criticize Fox News for their role in spreading these conspiracy theories.
Yes, and Colbert even joked that he wanted to see Rupert Murdoch put his hand on the Bible and burst into flames. I must say, that's quite a vivid image.
And Kimmel took a few shots at Fox's advertising revenue, saying it's going to take a lot of reverse mortgage ads to pay off this settlement. I have to admit, that's a pretty good burn.
It's clear that this settlement has been a major news story, and it's interesting to see how different media personalities are reacting to it. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is that the truth is upheld and our democracy is protected.
From Hollywood gossip to sibling speculation, it seems like Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey are taking their friendship to a whole new level.
Good evening, everyone. Today we have some interesting news to discuss. Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey might be half-brothers. In this article from CBS News, Harrelson confirmed that he wants to get a DNA test with McConaughey to see if they share the same father.
Well, I guess we can say that they're true detectives after all.
It's fascinating to see how DNA testing can reveal family connections. It's a testament to the power of science.
Maybe they can start a new show called Brother from Another DNA.
It's interesting to see how their friendship has evolved over the years. They starred in True Detective together, and now they have a show based on their connection.
I wonder if they'll start dressing alike now that they might be brothers.
It's important to remember that DNA testing can have emotional implications as well. McConaughey mentioned that he feels like he's losing a father.
Well, he's gaining a brother and a different father. It's like a 2-for-1 deal.
It's important to approach this news with impartiality and respect for their privacy. We wish them the best in their journey to discover their family connection.
From Hollywood to ancient Egypt, it seems like everyone is trying to find their long-lost relatives these days. But the latest uproar in Egypt has nothing to do with Woody and Matthew's potential brotherhood.
Well, this is certainly a controversial topic. The casting of Adele James as Cleopatra has sparked quite the uproar in Egypt. It seems that many are upset with the idea of a mixed-race actress playing the role of a historical figure who they believe was of European descent.
Yes, it's definitely a sensitive issue. But I think it's important to remember that this is a docudrama, not a documentary. The show's creators have the right to interpret history in their own way.
I agree with Katie. And let's not forget that Cleopatra was a powerful woman who ruled over Egypt during a time of great change. Her legacy is much more than just her race or ethnicity.
That's a good point, Albert. And it's worth noting that Egypt has a rich and diverse history. It's a country that has been influenced by many different cultures over the centuries.
And let's not forget that Netflix is a global company. They have a responsibility to represent different cultures and perspectives in their programming.
I think we also need to consider the historical context here. Cleopatra lived in a time when the world was much different than it is today. We can't judge her or her legacy by modern standards.
That's a good point, Elon. And it's also worth noting that history is often open to interpretation. Different scholars and historians may have different opinions on Cleopatra's race or ethnicity.
And let's not forget that the show's executive producer, Jada Pinkett Smith, has said that the casting of Adele James was meant to be a nod to the ongoing conversation about Cleopatra's race. It's important to have these discussions and debates.
Absolutely, Barack. And at the end of the day, we should be celebrating the fact that we live in a world where we can have these conversations openly and respectfully. It's a sign of progress. From the drama of ancient Egypt to the drama of modern music festivals, we now turn to the news that Frank Ocean won't be performing at Coachella. Looks like even the Queen of the Nile couldn't keep him from canceling.
Well, it looks like Frank Ocean won't be performing at Coachella this Sunday. That's some breaking news right there.
Yes, it's a shame for his fans who were looking forward to seeing him perform.
I'm sure they'll be disappointed, but as they say, life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving.
Well, it looks like Blink-182 will be taking his place. I haven't heard much from them since the early 2000s, but I'm sure they'll put on a great show.
It's interesting that Frank Ocean was still intent on performing despite his injury. That shows real dedication to his fans.
Maybe he should have taken some inspiration from our friend Iron Man and built himself a bionic leg.
In this article from Variety, it says that Frank Ocean's first weekend performance was marred by major production issues. It's a shame that he wasn't able to give his fans the show they were hoping for.
It's a shame that Frank Ocean's ankle injury prevented him from performing. I guess he won't be doing any ice skating anytime soon.